All right, so for 1.2.2, from the 5th millennium BC, we have the Mari. The city of Mari was located in northern Mesopotamia on the west bank of the Euphrates River. It was an independent city-state between the 20th and 18th centuries BC. All right, so it gives you an idea of where we're looking. Numerical system uses wedges to represent numbers. The tablets recovered from Mari, mainly the 18th century BC. System was base 10, as opposed to Babylonian, which was base 60, which we'll talk about as we go. Numbers under 100 represented using a simple grouping system, and above 100 by a multiplicative grouping system. Some texts have omitted hundreds, kind of like the way the Chinese system eliminated placeholders and represented it as a quasi-positional system instead. All right, so we have our characters for 1, 10, 100, 1,000, and 10,000. You can see that the diagrams just basically start incorporating more and more of the ingredients of the diagrams associated with the smaller numbers. All right, the sign for 1,000 is syllabic representation, and syllabic, and the emphasis on the wrong syllable. And the sign for 10,000 is created by superimposing the signs for 10 and 1,000. Like the symbol for 100, these two symbols were also used multiplicatively with unit symbol. No evidence where higher power signs were omitted. Symbols were grouped not more than 3 in a row. All right, so that gives you kind of an idea of how it plays out. But we're kind of looking at it the same way we would for the other values. 14 is the sum of 10 and 4, so we use the character for 10 and the characters for ones. And you could see here that we have, if my pen works, we have 3 characters at most in one grouping. All right, so we have right next to where it says answer. I'll be able to mark it up in a second, but right next to where it says answer, we have 3 of those single character markings, followed by below it 1 individual character. All right, so that would be that one there. All right, 38, 30 plus 8. All right, so 3 individual characters to represent the 3 tens, making up the 30, and 8 of those individual characters grouping no more than 3 at a time. All right, going the other way. Well, actually, no, it wouldn't even be the other way. It's the same. 132. So the 132 is the sum of 100, 30, and 2. So the 100 would be this character, and we have 1 of those 100s, right? So it wouldn't just be this symbol that associates the placeholder, right? So that's what, I forget where we wrote it, but just kind of highlight it out for you here. Numbers under 100 were represented using a simple grouping system, and above 100 represented by a multiplicative grouping system. All right, so that's kind of what we're getting at here. So not really 100, not really above 100, but 100 and above. All right, so I'll make a little note of that. This is 100 and above. That being said, the 100 symbol, if I forgot the 1, I think most people would look at it and say, well, I think I know what you meant. But to be technically precise, we would have to have that 1 associated with it. So 100, and then anything below the 100 can be represented using the simple grouping systems. All right. So the 21,000. So again, that's two 10,000s, the one 1,000. Then we would have the 70 and the 2, but really, again, it would be like saying, just for that base 10 aspect to it, I have 0 hundreds, 7 tens, and 2 ones. All right. So looking at this is kind of like my benchmark, sort of like the metric system where you have that central value like a gram or a meter or something like that, and then everything above it is some sort of multiplier of that, like a kilogram, right, or a kilometer, right? So multiples of that that simple base unit. Right here, 100 is that line of demarcation between the multiplicative side and the simple side. All right, so that's all that's really happening there. So when I say 20,000, I'm saying 2 of those 10,000s, 1, I'll do what I did before, 1 of the 1,000s, and then after that we go simple. All right, these are my 10s. I have 7 of them, and then I have my 1s. All right, so here I'm looking at this symbol here representing 10,000. All right, this is my 1,000. All right, then I have my 100. Then everything after that would be the simple stuff. All right. So I have 4. I'll use my highlighter. 4 of those 10,000s. 3 of those 1,000s. It looks like I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of those 100s. And then after that, I have my simple stuff, the 50 and then a 6. All right. So it's really just kind of it's a different symbolic set of notation to represent a lot of the same stuff. All right, and so now we can move on to the exercise set, and again check all that against the answer key, and we move on from there.